When God wants to punish us, He makes us blind and deaf, and the realization of our stupidity comes much later. A daughter was born in my younger sister's family. For a whole week, my sister was running around like crazy, organizing a christening for her little girl. She visited countless places, visited numerous cafes, and finally the day came. To my surprise, there were many people there whom I had never seen before, but I put it down to the fact that I did not know all her husband's friends, and continued to enjoy the holiday. In the late afternoon, I went out for a smoke and saw her. She was sitting on a bench, dreamily looking at the stars. Her black hair streamed down her back and chest, turning her into a mythical nymph in my imagination. When she felt my gaze and turned around, I disappeared into the depths of her dark eyes. It was like magic. I walked over, asked if I could introduce myself, and immediately asked her out. Laughing at my boldness, she agreed. After that, we met several more times, and a month later I invited her to move in with me. Mary refused, explaining that, as an immigrant from Syria who does not have her own place, it would be disrespectful to offer her to live together so soon. I had a hard time convincing her to listen to me. I didn't have any bad intentions. I just couldn't imagine my life without her anymore. I wanted to wake up with her, build a life together, and appreciate every day I lived. Somehow, in the middle of it all, I confessed my love to her and proposed. Lilia smiled and agreed, and we began to live together. I found out that Mary moved to New York to become a model, and as soon as her face became recognizable, she dreamed of acting in a movie. My beautiful girl spent her days doing makeup, choosing outfits, looking for photographers, and running to photo shoots. The number of photos grew, but no job offers were received, only the costs of illusory preparation for a future happy life. Meanwhile, Mary was also preparing for our wedding. She wanted a beautiful ceremony by the sea, just the two of us and no one else. I insisted that relatives attend the ceremony. My future wife agreed and said, "Let your relatives come." This alerted me a little. I dreamed of a wedding ceremony where my loved ones would get to know her loved ones. Every evening, Mary called home and chatted for hours in her native language with her family, showing that they had a good relationship. I didn't understand what they were talking about. When I asked why she did not want to invite her relatives to the wedding, she replied that she had a large family that did not have money for a flight, and we would have to buy tickets for them all at our own expense. I didn't object, because we really didn't have much money. We set a date and invited my family and friends. When I called my sister to invite her and her husband, she was thrilled. However, when she heard about Mary, she asked if she was the girl I talked to at the christening. After confirmation, my sister stunned me. "Brother, you can't marry her." I am friends with her sister, who told me that Mary is married and has a little son at home. Fortunately, I was sitting down when I heard this. Everything swam before my eyes. How could this happen? She didn't tell me anything about it. I asked my sister to find the phone number of her friend's mother, and half an hour later I was on the phone. The elderly woman answered in a foreign language. I introduced myself and asked if she knew a girl named Mary Ivanessa. She replied, "Yes, I know. This is my daughter." "And who are you?" she asked. "I'm her future fiancé." "Young man, you must have made a mistake. My daughter has a common-law husband and a young son. She works in a store and collects documents in order to transfer her husband and son to the United States." I thanked her and hung up. When Mary returned, beaming, after another visit to the beauty salon, I asked her, "Why didn't you invite your family to the wedding?" "I've already told you that I don't want to spend a lot of money on tickets, and where would they stay? What would we feed them?" Or maybe because you already have a husband and son at home? I asked. Mary's face has changed in a way I've never seen before. She started screaming that I had no right to call her mother, that it was none of my business who her relatives were. Stunned by her cynicism, I silently called her a taxi, packed her suitcase, and wished her luck. Mary burst into tears, saying that she only loves me, and the fact that she has children at home does not mean anything to her. This discovery shocked me even more. How could I plan a family and children with someone like her? Where were my eyes? I do not know where Mary went after that, but, to be honest, after this story, I lost the desire to have a serious relationship for a long time.